Hi everyone, welcome back to the cocktail vlog. I'm Steve the bartender, and today we are making a London calling. This episode is going to be pretty heavily focused on self-promotion. I'm going to reference my own cocktail guide, and I'm going to talk about my own gin a little bit. It's the first time I've actually shared this gin on the channel before. So it's a classic London dry style gin. London calling cocktail calls for a London dry gin, a fino sherry, so a dry sherry, a little bit of simple syrup, lemon juice, and orange bitters. So first of all, a bit about the cocktail. This was created, sort of created, more so resurrected by Chris Jepson from Milk and Honey back in 2002. So the original recipe was actually known as the Barbara West cocktail, and that came about like 7 years prior. So whatever that's 1927-ish, around that kind of era. Barbara West cocktail, but the ratios were a little bit different. It never really became a big cocktail, apparently, from what I've read, and the bitters was aromatic bitters. So Chris Jepson resurrected the cocktail, made a few minor tweaks for the ratios, changed the bitters, and then at that time there was a big sherry resurgence. So lots of people started drinking sherry, especially in cocktails, and that's, I guess, why this cocktail became popular. And if you haven't got a bottle of sherry, I do have some other options. So first, a little bit about the fino sherry. So sherry is made in Juarez, Spain, and there's 3 main towns known as the Sherry Triangle where sherry is produced. All sherry is made from 3 grapes, the Palomino, the Moscatel, and the Pedro Jimenez grape, but 90% of sherry is made from the Palomino grape, which this fino sherry is made from the Palomino grape. So what is a fino sherry? So it's a wine that's been added into a barrel at about 13.5%, and then it's been fortified up to 15 to 15.4%, which is the ideal ABV to keep a healthy layer of yeast on top, which aids in preventing oxidization of the sherry. Barrel isn't completely full. It's got this layer of funky yeast, and that yeast layer, known as the floor, adds a bit of a nutty kind of characteristic to the sherry. And periodically they keep on topping it up with more wine, which has sugar in it and feeds the yeast to prevent that oxidization. So if you want some more fun facts about sherry and other spirits, check out my cocktail guide. There you go, there's my plug. Okay, let's get onto the drink itself. So this one here calls for a London dry gin. This is 3-fold London dry. This particular recipe for this gin is mine personally, so every single drop, not handmade by me, the gin's made by me. I ran the still, so if anyone picks up a bottle of the London dry, you know that that's my recipe. So it contains 1.5 ounces, 45 ml of your preferred London dry gin. This is a classic London dry style, so all the botanicals are added into the pot of the still. Nothing is vapor distilled, and we use juniper, coriander, angelica root, bitter orange, lemon peel, cassia, orris root, and oats. Oats is in there for a little bit of texture, for some mouthfeel. Then we have half an ounce, 15 ml of fino sherry. Now, as I said before, if you don't have fino sherry, first of all, you should get some. It's not very expensive. I'm using Valdespino, if I didn't say that. Sherry isn't very expensive, and you can also get these little bottles like this. They're readily available, as far as I know, at least here in Australia, I think. If you don't have that, you can go another dry sherry, like an Amontillado, an Oloroso, and they're all, as long as you use a dry sherry. Otherwise, if you're in a real pinch, people are probably more likely to have a bowl of dry vermouth. Haven't tried this myself, but it's going to be a decent substitution if you don't have the sherry. Then we have 15 ml, half an ounce of simple syrup, and then 15 ml, half an ounce of freshly squeezed lemon juice. Last ingredient, 2 dashes of orange bitters. This one here is Patrician's bitters, which delicious. I'll leave a link to Peter Patrician's Instagram handle so you can hit him up if you want to try his bitters. Add ice to the cocktail shaker and give it a shake for 10 to 12 seconds, and then you're ready to strain. What do you think of Kat's choice of glassware for this particular cocktail? Chilled coupe. Kat's very proud. She's in the background like, I picked that glass. It's a nice glass. It looks great. Might have picked a different one, but no, it's a good choice. Very good choice. So double strained and garnished with a twist of grapefruit. Again, if you don't have a twist of grapefruit, if you don't have a grapefruit sitting at home, then use an orange. Go for it. Twist of grapefruit, orange or lemon, that's going to work as well. If you've got lemon in the drink, twist a lemon. If you use lemon, it's going to be probably a little bit brighter. Orange, but possibly a little bit sweeter. Grapefruit, more bitter, potentially. There you have the London calling from Chris Jepson from Milk and Honey created in 2002, formerly known as the Barbara West cocktail. Hope you've found today's episode to be informative and educational. Cheers. That is lovely. That is a beautiful gin cocktail. I love the addition of the sherry. That nuttiness comes through, but it's subtle because it's only got half an ounce, 15 ml. It's essentially like a gin sour, but just that little touch of orange, that little touch of citrus, and that nuttiness. It's delicate, but it's beautiful. Great way to showcase your favorite London dry gin. Yeah, hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you want a copy of my book, please check out the link in the description below or go to cocktailguide.com. Sorry for all the self-promotion in today's episode. Cheers.